Hey, good morning YouTube. It's actually Monday. We came back from Raceworz Saturday evening. We did made it to the semifinals, but on a long story short, and I'll get more details in a minute, the car was too hot. Probably should have not even went. A lot of people broke something. We might not have not. Yeah, it was just way too hot, so we made it to the semifinals, but the car did not want to go. Yeah, it seemed like it didn't have any power. The best we did was a 1080, averaged around 11, like low 11s. We just ended up going to the 1050 index, but towards that last run, it is so hot that the car, by the time it gets down the track, it's throwing a code for overheating, which the check engine light comes on, that's right around 240 degrees. So yeah, I was pretty much beat up yesterday, so we just slept all day. So now I got to get this thing unloaded. It's now Monday. So on another note, I did manage to put inner tubes on the slicks, and it seems to be it's a lot better. I highly recommend running inner tubes, but when you do run inner tubes, make sure you secure the slicks. You don't want it moving, because then it'll rip the tube. So yeah, what we've had this before. So yeah, now when it's been 2 days later and it's still holding air. Normally after 2 days this thing is flat, without the tube, so that's a good sign. But yeah, let me go ahead and get this thing unloaded, and then put it in the garage, so that way we can talk about how the event went. It was a pretty good event all in all. It was just way too hot. All right. Well, good morning, guys. It's actually the next day since the last clip. Kind of got busy. We didn't unload this car till late in the day, so let's talk about updates real quick on what we did. We did change the turbo. It's still the Max Speeding Rod GT 3582. Remember the last one was smoking, and then I think we maxed it out. On their website, I think it says it's only good for 22 psi. That's what my son was saying. We're pushing 24 psi. We set the quick spool to 30, meaning the pressure should be on this, on the top, holding it shut until it sees 30 psi. It never did. The most we got out of it was 24, which is more than what they promised, really, right? So we're pretty happy with the turbo. But we were kind of hoping we at least got 30 psi out of it. But what can you do? Time to upgrade. In the meantime, this is good turbo. We'll save it for the next project. Probably change the manifold too. My son already ordered, a new manifold, or the piping kit to make his new manifold. If you notice, this is different. Something hit it. Here's a picture of it. So Raceworz, it was way too hot. I believe it got to about 107 that day. Yeah, so being it's so hot, we really shouldn't have been racing. I mean, Raceworz is fun, don't get me wrong. I enjoy every time we come out there, but it was a miserable day that day. It was so hot. I mean, I wasted a lot of diesel fuel, because for a good half a day we were sitting inside the truck with the AC on. I mean, what can I do? I mean, I didn't want to suffer, right? So we really couldn't make any power. I think first pass he didn't put this on tight enough, and being that this is soft, it blew off. And I think when it blew off, he did a 11.5, something like that, 11.6. It didn't blow up. For the top end. And then second pass, which is, you know, after that pass, whatchamacallit, somebody did an oil on the track, like maybe 2 cars behind us, oiled it down, so they took them a while to clean it up. And then a couple more cars went through, and then another oil down, so it was back to back. Chris, you know, from Raceworz was kind of upset because, you know, shouldn't happen, right? You should have either an engine diaper or a pan, but what can you do? That happens. So the second pass, which is about maybe a few hours later, was first round elimination. Off the line, he got a good jump, so I guess knowing it's hot, he just kind of let it cruise on by. So he did a 11. I believe an 11.4. I can't remember. I know it's mid-high 11s, or no, mid 11s, somewhere 11, between 11.4 11.6. So moved on to the next round, but then between rounds somebody oiled it down again. Oh, look, he left some welding things. Somebody oiled down the track again. So that was another pause, and then I believe a couple cars ran into each other at the exit. It almost looked like they tried to exit at the same time in the same spot, so they hit each other. It was far, you know, it was far at the top end of the quarter mile, so I couldn't really see. So anyways, second round of elimination, the guy we were supposed to race was a no-show, so we got a free run. Yeah, as you can see in that video, the car gets out of the hole. It does slip a little bit, but we do have it a little bit pumped up. You know, it's a 1.6 60 foot. The car's doing a 1.6 60 foot, so it does slip a little bit, but I think it's better than breaking axles. So you know, that was, you know, second round. And then on the third, which is the semi, on his second round, you know, he said the check engine light came on, and when we check, it's basically letting us know the car's getting too hot, which I think it's set to warn us at 240 degrees. So, you know, we checked, it still had coolant, so we didn't lose coolant, but we did let the car cool down. And then, so yeah, so what we did was we decided to take away 2 degrees of timing just to play it safe. And you know, on the semi, it didn't get hot. You know, it still got hot, but it didn't, you know, throw an overheating code. But the car did a 11.0, and then so we were eliminated on the semis. You know, we made it through the semi, but we got eliminated. And then when we checked the log, or he checked the log, right? Because I don't know how to check that. So when he checked the log, it had 8 degrees of timing. That's it. I guess the computer was also taking away timing, as he took away two more degrees or 3 degrees. So I think he's supposed to have 16 degrees initial timing, and he had 8, and then whatever whatever the computer advances as it goes up in the RPM, I think. So but yeah, so it was just hot. The car couldn't make any power at all. We were kind of hoping to get into low 10s, being we made some good power on the dyno, but I guess it was just so hot that you can't really make that kind of power, right? But anyways, overall the event was fun. We had fun. Sorry if I'm boring you. We had fun. I think, let me show you the parachute mount. So my son added a shroud parachute. He looked online and basically bought chromoly tubing and a round stock. He made, he cut and made this. There's just welds, came out. I know he bought this, the parachute, this mount kit, and this part right here, and then that's new. So, and we usually lock it because you don't want this to accidentally fall, rattle out on the freeway. This, we don't have it enclosed, so if that thing comes off, it's a parachute opening in the middle of the freeway, right? Be kind of exciting. Probably end up in the news, so yeah, overall, like, we had fun. I'm sorry guys, but our next event, probably that's it for this for a while, because I know he, like I said, he's gonna change things around. He's got a job now, so he actually has a paycheck to support this, so I know he wants to build another engine or buy another engine, go bigger turbo. I know he's gonna do the forward facing turbo to see if he can make more power. Probably upgrade the transmission and driveline, because right now transmission is stock, driveline is stock, so we're always concerned about breaking axles, right? Yeah, so probably be it for a while. The next event we're actually planning on going to is IFO in Vegas, which is in December 4. My wife just texted me a minute ago, actually, that's why I paused it. Trying to find hotels, because last time we just did an overnight thing. This time I told him, let's do a few, like 3 days, a couple days ahead, and leave the next morning, not that night. But yeah, so, but if this car is not ready, we'll take the green one. I know we plan on, the green one, it's a 12-volt car, so we plan on see if we can make more power, have Andre do some magic to it, right, and see where it goes. So yeah, till next time,